Hi Collective, welcome to the channel. I'm Crystal, a divine psychic medium here, delivering messages to whoever finds it. So I was sitting in my energy, right, thinking about some things. So this is going to be a different style reading, right? It's not just going to be informative about putting it out there for the collective and for whoever, because I've been deciding to change how I give my messages, right? Because when you really start to sit back and think about, like, if you're a content creator, you know, like the audience that you're creating content for, your reasons why you're pursuing something, I guess, are a lot of you like pursuing your dreams and desires for you? Or do you feel that you're doing it for another, like, reason, ulterior motive? What is the driving force behind what you're doing, right? Are you doing it just to make money? You know, like at first, like I knew I was going to be a teacher, right? And I wanted to learn, right? And I wanted to like document my spiritual journey, right? And practice and play around with it and everything. You know, and then I started to see the pressures of things when some of my videos were going viral and then I was getting the negative, you know, content coming back to some other platform, and I didn't like it. That it was criticizing me and it was taking me away from the fun that I was doing. And I think Spirit knew that, and that's why, you know, they were giving me the messages that, like, we have to protect you more. Not everybody's meant to see your content. You know, the ones that are meant to help you will. You're always, and they've led me to know that my enemies and things like that are always going to be following me, spying on me, right? Because they're always digging. I had to get used to just them always being in my energy, right? Especially, you know, because I went and had children out of wedlock, right? So, you know, and even though I've had to keep my distance and protect my energy in my space, right? I've always done things like where I document everything online. Like, I don't do it for show and views and comments like probably some of the people look. Like, if you look at my Facebook, like, I only got like 100-something friends because I quit adding friends a long time ago. And really, like, all the people that are on there are like people that, like, I went to school with, people that I physically knew. You know, I just don't go just adding friends for, you know, just to have more, you know, friends. Look at me, popularity. Well, no, right? And it's like, like, I don't even talk to anybody anymore because everybody's from my past, right? And I know that in my past, I was severely broken, right? I was in such a low vibration. I'm so broken, right? So I was attracting like a lot of broken people, right? And I know people grow and change or whatever, but it's like I just didn't keep up with it throughout the years, right? I focused on me and my kids, and I've been basically raising my kids my whole life on my own. So it's a full-time job, right? It wasn't until this last couple years that I really started to take time for myself and, you know, really wanted to start to really go down the spiritual path, right? And build a business and, you know, turn my hobby and my spiritual, you know, teachings. And I know that that's all from a past life, right? I know in this lifetime I was supposed to be balancing out family and spirituality. I know in past lifetime, like, I was a nun and I was, you know, a monk and different, like, I have many different paths where I was very, you know, dedicated to religion, spirituality, right? And this lifetime, you know, I wanted to have family, wanted to have children, but still wanted that spirituality, right? But I had to balance the two, right? So, and because of my challenges and obstacles or whatever, and I didn't heal everything first, and it's interesting, I said I went and had children out of wedlock, you know, that I went against those things, so I've got to firsthand see the difficulties and the struggle, you know. And it you know, show me justice. This whole time I'm still playing with tarot. And then I had people like, no, tarot's of the devil, you know, and I was like secretly doing it and things like that and stuff. And I guess what I'm going with this is it's like my journey too. Like, I wanted to put this out there, like when I put everything up on Facebook and stuff, like, it's like my digital photo album. I love to upload all of special events and days. I love to document them on the days because then that way I'll get memories. and can pull them up. I love to go back past memories, what happened today, last year, whatever, and pull those memories up, right? Show the children. I've lost so many of I have like nothing from my childhood. Everything is gone. No photos, anything, no home, just everything's lost and gone. It's only in my memory, And it's like, I want to be able to, I haven't had a stable home for my children and stuff. So it's like, the photos have always been very important, right? Like, I'm a Cancer. I'm a keepsaker, right? I did have keepsake boxes for my kids. Like, I still got like their baby albums, and I'm still trying to just get rid of my storage locker because I just want to go. I don't want to be hold on to material things or whatever. But how I said I started out having my children early all along, because I don't know if I told, or I've just talked about this on my platform before, where I was diagnosed with cancer when I was younger, so I wasn't going to be able to have kids. But then I started to heal myself, right, with natural methods that went about having children. So I had them early, right? But so it was like, I always kind of felt like I was going to be like a young mom and like not make it too long. Like, I really didn't think I was going to make it past my 30s. I didn't. And stuff. And I know that my fate changed. Right? I know that things were changed. Like, I wasn't supposed to be here anymore. I got to rewrite it, right? Sometimes we get those things right. We get more time. You think that you have this end date that's final, that from like the day you were born, your date of death was already determined. No, it can change. It very much can change, right? It just has to be written that way. Not for everybody, right? But there are specific circumstances when it can. Just like you can retrieve your soul back. You save somebody along your journey, that gets you more time. You retrieve somebody's soul from the devil, that gets you more time. You get to change things. You get to change something in your Akashic record for getting soul back. Some of you are on soul retrieval missions, because I am aligning with others that are like me. That's how this works. Maybe Hermit energy, that's why a lot of you, and High Priestess, maybe for some of you, that's why you love to be in your own energy. I'm talking to somebody that's very spiritual if you came in alignment with this. But I wanted to put it out there too, because like what I was talking about Facebook, because I do it all as like digital memories, and I always wanted everybody to be able to see how good that I was doing raising my kids on my own. I wanted their dads to be able to see, look at me and what I'm doing. Look at how happy these children are. Look at how amazing I make my children's birthdays and events, even though all they have is just me. My family, my children have never had the family for holidays, birthdays. It's always just us, right? But I've always made them feel so loved and that they are celebrated. And they are so important that they turned into be such brats. Oh my gosh, expecting everything. And you know what? It's cute because it showed me that, if I made my children that selfish, I was doing something right. They are loved to be that freaking selfish and everything about themselves. Because in this life, you are supposed to be selfish. And that's what this is about. Like, you're supposed to be thinking about doing. Because you're happy, cheers, by the way. You're supposed to be doing what makes you feel happy, right? And that's also why I've been realizing that that's also why I have all these videos and everything. Because I know that I extended my time. That I wanted more time. Because I didn't want to leave my children on their own. But it's like, I also want them, when they don't have me anymore, to be able to find these contents and these videos and get to see all of the work that I was doing. And get to see, even though I spent that time when I was working away from them, look at what I was doing. And you know what? And I know that it's going to teach them. And you know what? And I know that when they have children, they're going to be able to be, hey, look at your grandma. Look at what she did. Like legacy. Right? Like, because you really never know, because your fate can then change. Like, you can decide, and especially if you've asked for more time and you've gotten a change, if you say, guess what, I'm done. okay, you can do that too. You can decide, especially when you have learned all of your lessons. I mean, maybe this is me talking to the earth angels too, right? The healers. We descended down here, okay? We're already from the heavenly realms. We descended down here to help others. But see, what I'm hearing though is don't decide to leave too quickly, because for a lot of you, justice is here. You're meant to have your justice. We weren't supposed to be suffering all of our lives, right? That's why the chosen ones are getting elevated in the year of the dragon. They are. A lot of times when you feel like you're giving up, or you feel like you're at that point of giving up, don't. Because that's often right when you're about to be elevated. And I often align with other healers, warriors, gods, ones on the front lines. We're here, we're the ground crew here. We're here fighting and battling these demons and leading them out of the darkness to the light. And a lot of you just got to remember to ask for that leveling up. Ask for miracles. Ask for the light to find you again. Because a lot of times when you're feeling like you don't want to be here anymore, it's the darkness that's making you feel that way. But I feel like that this content's going to reach people that it's like you're wanting to just delete everything that you've done. You're wanting to tear up a project, a hobby or something that you were creating. Because it's not working in the favor in the way that you thought it was going to. But see, you never know what it's for. That's part of your life. It's part of your legacy. And even if it's not something like you may think to never appreciate, especially when you have children and they go digging around in stuff and they love stuff that you were just like, I would have just thrown that away. I don't care about that. They love it. They adore it. And it's just when they don't have you anymore. Because we do all have that time where it's hard for us to go to other realms, right? Then, look at what you left for them. Pieces of you. So, wow, this is coming out. I don't know. This is, I feel this reading is going to reach somebody that's at their breaking point. I'm getting really sentimental. I feel like I gotta talk a little bit about what's going on. I've been really emotional because I got my son back last night. Yeah, he's been locked up for 3 months. So, and it's we're getting ready to have his birthday. We're 10 days out from his birthday. But then it's then we got more court. And then it's the charges and all of that stuff come, right? So it's this is our free time. So I've been thinking a lot about the future, and I think I'm picking up a lot of his energy too. Because he's worried about charges, what's gonna happen, because he's right in between the process of everything, right? And he's turning 15, and that's scary for him too, because he knows that his charges could go either way. It all depends on the judges, right? They could decide to go after him as an adult, as a child. There's that, right? It's whatever the justice system decides, right? Okay. So, gosh, I don't know what's going to go like this. This is probably too, because Mama's been strong and stuff too. I had to clear out the room, right? I got all my children off in the library. Right? So Mama could have some room, right? They off watching Star Wars or something. Right? Okay. So anyway, this is more just going to be just me venting, right? And, realizing too that that's a lot of what this channel, and that's also why I like to talk about my personal experiences and things like that, because it's for my family, it's for my kids. And I know I tell them you shouldn't be watching my content. You know, like, because I'm like, you're children, right? Because I always like, anybody's guidance my day. And like, I know I got to start working on the goddess channel again that I was working on for my young, my young, beautiful goddesses, right? But it's like, this channel, I talk a lot about love and relationship. And see, like, I don't like to talk a lot about the dark energy because you have to embrace that dark energy. Now we're going to flip this, right? We got out of my family stuff. Okay. Because the message that I wanted to give when I first came on here was that there's so much darkness on the spiritual communities online. And I get it. People, you're finding out the dark energies. Yeah, you're using the tarot. You're tapping into the dark energy. But it's like a driving force, right? It's like people love to expose secrets and gossip. And it's like a lot of readers, these dark priestesses, are putting people in this energy. I mean, it's great that you're bringing people aware to people that are in dark energy around them and that could have wounds and things like that. But those woundings are to teach them. They need to stop demonetizing demonetizing. See, they should be demonetized for that. Yeah. But it's like they're demonizing everyone. Everybody's got a dark and a light side. When you finally realize the purpose of the devil is for justice, you start to learn that that's what keeps you in the light. It's what keeps you from choosing the dark side, right? I mean, yeah, we have a justice system or whatever, but it's flawed. And that's what's so difficult. Like, it's flawed. Like, if like when we go to court, like, does the justice system know that the reason, that my son's acting out, running around with children, getting into trouble and things like that is because he's just being a kid and he's being very influenced by what the other children are doing, right? That he feels really lost and broken because he's lost his hope. Doesn't have his family there for him, just his mother and his sibling. Like, a lot of his problems is father woundings, getting abandoned, not having family there. A lot of it is like, to me being a psychic, like, I know that he doesn't like staying here at the motel with his family because a big part of why we lost our home is him fighting. And he's got us kicked out of multiple places. So it's like a lot of what he was doing was just trying to stay out of trouble by not being here. But then constantly, getting picked up. Because a lot of his charges and stuff he gets is looting and prowling they'll give you just for walking around at night. And then he got attempted or felony burglary because he was sleeping in a car. Because he didn't realize that it was on a car lot. Well, he knew it, but it was unlocked. But, in his mind, like, he doesn't know. They're not thinking, like, I'm going to go commit a felony right now. Do you know what I mean? So, it's things like that. You're like, I get it. Like, that charge should be done for, like, a child that's just being defiant, just running away from home. Because it doesn't want to listen to his parents and, doesn't want to go to school the next day and then look at me bad. I'm going to break into a car, all of that, right? But see what I mean? How, like, situations, like, they matter. But the justice system, like, they don't even like you talking for yourself at this point. They want you to get a public defender or have an attorney that is just going to try to quickly close out the case as fast as they can. What's going to make them look good? Right? What's the best way? They're learning how to use, they don't care about the situations or what's going on. They just look at the way to, okay, well, the case that I did, last month where somebody did this, I made a plea deal for this. You know what I mean? And it's getting all technical. They don't look at the situations, And then when children are in trouble, they run, right? They run away, but then now all of a sudden, they were scared and they were running, but no, it was resisting arrest. And then, because they're, fighting and things like that, all of a sudden, now it's assault and battery on a police officer because you struck. You know what I mean? How things get flipped. Like, this is some of the stuff that my son is facing right now. And that's what I mean. Like, they're very, very serious charges and felony, like that, like, in the eyes of the law. So, wow. All right. I wasn't going to disclose all of the things, but they're having me do that in this reading, right? Maybe that's why they were wanting me to, because it's all going to be significant for some of you. Because I really feel that this is going to reach others that are going through trouble at this time, right? And it's for the record too, like, a big thing too is like my son just doesn't feel love. The abandonment wound is so heavy because of what his father has done to him, and because of I can't even call them, I guess, his mother's boyfriends, right? That just were so broken too, because that's what I kept attracting. They didn't know how to be a stepfather to him, so he felt that was his fault, He thought he was unlovable, and you know what I mean? Then to have other guys just not be a father to him and then just walk away like he was nothing, And if anything, that's what is getting me emotional and stuff too. Like, I've shown him all the love I could, right? But then he's pushed me so much in my masculine energy because he's made me have to be his mother and his father, right? So that it's hard because it's like he just keeps getting in trouble, so that I have to like figure out how to be the punisher. But then it's so hard to be like, okay, I'm gonna be masculine, I'm gonna be dad tonight, now I'm gonna be mom. And then it's so hard to be like, how can you yell at one kid, get all angry, and then have to just smile and be a mom to your 5-year-old? You know what I mean? Like, being a mom's tough. It's one of the hardest things, doing it all alone. It almost makes you like feel like you're going crazy, because I think I've done a fantastic job. But you look at where I'm living, the psychological trauma, because I'm messed up and let the wrong people in my life. And I can't even say they were wrong people, because then I went and had children with them, So then I got my amazing children. But then the children don't understand why I keep attracting broken people, right? Because I'm a healer, that's what I do. But they didn't realize that their mother was broken, right? You should still heal yourself. We're ever learning and evolving. Alright, I'm going to stop. Showing emotions, getting emotions is good, right? It gets other people. If I'm triggering some of you to get emotional, then that's good. That means you have compassion, and it's getting emotions out of you, which is good, because that's what creates blockages. Ew, it's so gross. Alright. But see, that's also why I'm just like, shh, I can't even play with my cards until I get some of this, like, emotional stuff out. And I told you, like, I've been tough, right? Like, it's hard to be, or it's easy to be mad at my kid when he's locked up, But then it's like that then he just got released, right? And then it's like, we're in this waiting, right? And then his birthday is coming. It is so hard too, because it's like he finally found love through friends, and girls, of course. He's already 15, right? So it's hard. It's like I can't deny him hanging out with his friends, because that's where the only way he's getting love and support. So it's like that's something I'm not going to do. I've already embarrassed him so many times too, because if he doesn't check in, I'll go report him missing. And the police go find him, pick him up. But it's like, it's hard because it's like, it's his birthday, he just got out, so where is he right now? Off scouting out another girl. Yeah, but I'm just like, it's so hard because it's like, you protect your kids, you love them, you can't shelter them, you protect them too much, you make them too soft, then they get hurt. You know, it's like you gotta teach them how to protect themselves. You gotta show them, you can't shelter them for things. You gotta let them figure things out. It's so tough. And when you don't have a support system, like, it's hard to get it. They're the ones that are broken. It's really hard. You gotta find people that can work with trauma and deal with trauma. Alright, I'm gonna get out of this energy. Okay. 30 minutes on that. But see, it's like, I felt like I had to get some stuff out just to even get into the cards. Like, this is like my happy place, right? I love connecting with spirit. See, I'm the best of them all. See when you do something, you mess up. Like, now they're all like flipped. Alright, we can use this stuff. I gotta fix it. So I've been feeling the dragon realms coming through a lot lately. For a lot of you, like, you're calling in your dragon power strikes. We're in the year of a dragon too. We're in the year of justice too. I love this. Look, dragons are pulling the chariot. I call it the dragon deck. It's not even the dragon deck. It's the wizards. Wizards. There's 2 dragons pulling that chariot. Okay. 4 of Cups and Justice. Huh. See, there's a missed opportunity here. But that's because someone's holding out for something back on a shelf. Something I was sitting with, too, is it's like, I realized that I've always been a runner, right? I've always been in a relationship looking for more. Because I've always felt like I wasn't good enough. So it's kind of like I've always been looking for the next option or the next thing to do when, like, it doesn't work out, when it falls apart. It's like, if things are fine, I go looking for, I will kind of start trouble. Like, I'm a brat. If things are okay, I'll then go and stir stuff up. I'll go and I'll look for something to be wrong to kind of get attention. So my boyfriend's got to deal with me starting a lot of stuff inside. So we just completely fine, right? And then he'll be at work. And then I'll have to message him and be like, things ain't working for us right now. And he'll have to go get away from his desk or whatever. He'll have to go call me like, what now? You're doing this again? Like, I am at work. Like, like, what is wrong? Will you please stop listening to stuff online? Like, he's just like, stop it. I'm not doing anything. I'm going to work every day. You know, and it's like, he's paying for everything to keep us, like, off the streets. And it's like, I'll be ready just to give it. Just leave them in. There's so much stuff, so much attacks or whatever that happened between us. Like, it is crazy. It's so crazy. So many people are always getting in and messing with us and stuff, but he'll always handle me, calm me down. Oh my gosh. And every full moon, new moon, oh my gosh, it's like, oh, like, he'll just know, like, he'll just sort of like, here's more of this crazy shit, crazy crystal, here we go again, because oh, we're getting attacked because of the full moon, the new moon. There's a fucking moon, and there's always a moon. Oh my god, there's just always spell work. There's so much that's always up against the chosen, but it's like, you just gotta learn how to transmute it, work with it. But you're just probably like, whatever, it's just another day. It's just another fucking day. It's more stuff. I mean, it definitely makes it fun. There's always stuff going on. all I could say is chosen ones are definitely getting their justice this year. Ace of Cups. There's going to be an end to this craziness. There really is. So it's so hard. Like, a lot of times, like, especially me working with the different realms. I can't even stay in my dress right now. Yeah. There's so much magic, and I'm playing around with, like, that's also why I don't often spend a lot of time by myself, because then I'm kind of worried about the realms in the spiritual work that I do. Right? I don't want to go too far, and sometimes when I'm playing, if you astral travel, right, you play in the different realms, you'll understand that, right? Think of it like Stranger Things. You can open up portals and you can go into it. You get a little bit scared sometimes that you're not going to be able to find your way back out. Or you go into a realm, right? Or you get into scrying. Like, what happens if you don't come back out? Alright. You know, because that's part of, like, you do stuff too dark. That's what happens. People that lose their mind, that go crazy, they've gotten lost. The devil's got their mind. They're basically lost in a realm, in their mind. People don't realize that. Like this, like I use the portal or whatever, Stranger Things. What if I told you, like, a lot of the traveling that you do is different levels of the mind. It's not really like all these portals that you open up in front of you like you think. It's in the mind, right? When you can learn to unlock parts of the mind. That's why if you don't have psychic skills and abilities, you haven't tapped into different levels in your brain. That's why if you want to heighten your psychic skills, you really increase your intake of water. What holds the most amount of water? Right. You clear out the foods and the toxins in your body so you can open up what? Where's your third eye? Where's your pineal gland? Where's your second vision? Where's your direct connection with source and spirit? Okay. Alright, I can stop. Also, a big thing too, as I knew I should have listened and cleansed something out, right? Is I've been doing trying to do different ways of healing out trauma. What's it called? EFT tapping or E something. EFT tapping or something. So I was doing that. It was amazing. I've got referred to it a couple of times, so I tried it. You should look into. I don't even have my phone near me. See, I'm trying to like detox from my phone and YouTube. So I'm trying to like not carry my phones on me, because a lot of the electronics, I really think my phone's making me go crazy. It's what messes with my mind. It pulls me, like, this damn stuff grabs you. Facebook, social medias, I don't like it. I don't feel good. I feel like an entity taking over. And you know, this happened years ago. It was the Xbox. We were renting it, because for a little while we were renting from Aaron's. So, I don't know if they're everywhere, but down here they're like a Buddies and a Rack Rent-A-Center or whatever, where you go rent. We're renting furniture. And maybe that's a sign for some of you. You know, like, that really saved me. Like, I know I felt bad as a mom. Really bad as a mom. We moved to one of our places and all I had is mattresses on the floor for my kids. I didn't have them in beds. To me, that's not beds, but it's a bed, right? Right now, I've got mattresses on the floor. My one son sleeps on a futon and mattress on the daughter's mat. Like, so those are beds. But I felt that they didn't have beds or whatever, so yeah, I rented them all beds from Rent-A-Center. It was like $10 a month for each of their beds. So it was like $30 a month. They each had a bed or whatever. And then I was running a washing machine and dryer. And then our entertainment stand TV. And then the Xbox and my computer, right? Or no, it was his computer. Anyway, when we got the Xbox, it was the new one. I'll never forget, like, he like changed when he played it or whatever. I remember thinking, like, wow, you're getting, like, aggressive in this freaking Xbox. You're, like, not the same person. And we got into a fight, and he went to stay at his mom's. All I wanted times we would cheat on or whatever. But anyway, like, I remember, like, I got on it to use it for internet. And I remember I felt it grab me. And I was like, what? And I remember all of a sudden, I was getting into it, like, I couldn't let it go. I just felt it. And it had me setting up a dating profile. And I don't normally do stuff like that. And I wasn't really in the position of leaving him yet, right? I didn't know what he was doing. But actually, it led me to finding that he had a dating profile. Like, it was funny, right? I set one up, and then I come across his. It's funny how the universe will do that. I was like, oh, that fucker. Like, look at this, right? So he had a dating app, right? For me to see it. So maybe that's why they had me do it. But I've been finding out, though, that I have dark entities that work with me. Not everybody has that. Yeah, that's something earned. Anyway, so it could have been them leading me to it, right? But I remember I was like, no. I was like, there's something in this, right? And then thinking about the killing games and everything else, and then think that was rented. Who knows how many different people were using this system before we got it. And then the entities that came through that, because he was doing, like, what the Call of Duty games or whatever, those killing games. But I felt the damn thing grab me. I didn't like that. And then think, what was it having me do? Set up a social media or a dating site and then aligning me with people? Y'all gotta be careful with that, right? There was a driving force behind it. And I'm not even playing. This wasn't this time, but this brought me back to something else that severely scared me from dating sites. I set up a dating site, right? Because I was in a bad place. I had reconnected with an old boyfriend that found me. Things went sideways, upside down, whatever. And, like, then I felt bad. I'm like, I gotta cheer myself up, right? So I was like, let me set up a dating site, just talk to people or whatever. So I tried it, went on a couple dates or whatever, and because I didn't like to leave my children alone for too long, I always just wanted to get home to my kids, right? I just felt bad. Even though they'd be sleeping or whatever, and, like, I had a whole side of the house or whatever. Kids had their own living room, bedroom, other side of the house or whatever. So in the main living room, you know, that's where I could have time or whatever, where I was like, well, instead of going out to the movies, like, let's just go back to my place and watch a movie, right? Then at least I know I'm home with and I had my parents there too, were running a house together. So they're on the other side of the house. So I felt safe, right? And he knew this. I was like, we got the whole living room or whatever, just be quiet, because, I got my kids in the back of the house, parents on the other side of the house, whatever. And, but it got really weird very fast. Like, I remember this guy, and because I feel energy, like, he started kissing me, and then his hands were around my neck, and I immediately started to see the darkness within him once his hand, and it wasn't squeezing my neck, but because I have that, one of my abilities or whatever, I seen into him. It's bringing me back to, it's interesting, you just told me last night, the Green Mile, when he puts his hand on, and there's that, and a little bit of the powder, and a healer. I'm really talking very strongly to a healer. Maybe this is one of these gifts that you're opening up or awakening to, right? But it was like, when he did that, and this happened a couple other times where I see people's dark. It's when their intention, and that's what freaks me out, it's when their intentions are heavy is when I can feel people's. Like, not just when anybody touches me, but if somebody's, like, in a panic and they run and grab my hand, I can feel and know exactly what is going on with them without them even having to tell me. Are you confirming this? I don't know why she just started meowing. She's confirming something. Oh, just like when I knew that something was wrong with my baby by touching her and had to get her help. She's licking her wound. She had to have surgery. Anyway, significant. See, she was like, yeah, you knew something was wrong with me just by touching her. I knew that something was wrong. And I get aligned with other animals that need healing, I've realized as of late. I'm like, another one, another broken kitty. Okay. Well, we're going to heal this one. So, I mean, I healed them all, but I had to surrender a cat to because I couldn't afford his medical care, and it really scared me that he needed emergency services. And my boyfriend at the time was amazing. He put it on his credit card. It's like hundreds of dollars. Like, I'm living in a motel. I can't go through this again. But it was so beautiful that I was aligned with somebody that was able to get my cat surgery done and came and picked her up for me. And had it taken care of and brought her back. And it was amazing. It's a sign for some of you. So just, it was definitely a miracle. I was like, nah. Like, when she aligned with me, I was like, oh my gosh. What? This is God sent. It really was. This is beautiful. All right. So anyway, the kitty was confirming that. So you could have this ability. All right. Back to my crazy story. So anyway, when he, guys, I'm not even playing. This guy's probably a serial killer. I got the feeling like he wanted to drain the life out of me while kissing me, that sick energy. And immediately after that, I was like, go out. I have never snapped, but the fear that I felt after that, I was like, you have to go right now, get out of my house. And then he didn't want to go, and it got really weird. And then I got loud with him, and then I felt even more scared because then it was like he had this sick, here we go, it's about to start. She's scared. I could tell he loved the fear that okay. Then my dad came out, right, and that was weird too because my dad's an older man, and you could be screaming and hollering, and he's just going to yell back before he gets up. Don't make me get up type of thing. He'd be yelling, if I get up, that's what I mean. But it was just all of a sudden, I just remember seeing his face. And I remember thinking, it scared me more because I was now Divine's intervened to get my dad into this because it was just so out of place, right? And then the guy just got his coat and left, right? God just left that fast. And I remember holy fuck. I was I just was almost murdered. That was the feeling that I got. I was just almost strangled and killed, literally I don't normally put that stuff out there. I am not even playing. That literally in here, I thought I was safe because it was my home with my family. And so you all need to be really careful. So, I don't know. I felt to put that out there. There's a lot of stuff just coming out. It's all significant. Really trust what you feel though, right? And for a lot of you, it was to talk about these gifts. That's probably why they brought that moment up. I don't think I've ever told anybody that story before. Because I was more ashamed of myself, for getting myself in that position, right? It's not to mean that you guys are going to align with other killer, but that they are, those type of people are out there using those sites. Okay. Some of you are probably, she's just crazy. He wasn't going to do that. I'm just telling you what. It brought me one of those abilities. I seen the darkness. And if you guys have seen the Green Mile or whatever, it was that part. I walked in, I haven't watched the movie yet. I was in and out. My boyfriend was watching it. And it was the part where he had grabbed Tom Hanks, and he was like, I have to show you what I feel, what I see. And he was, that gave me the tingles. He was grabbing him, and in this part of the movie, there was a guy that was locked up in jail, and he was just shot and killed by one of the guards. And Tom Hanks was feeling bad that the inmate was just murdered, right? By one of the other guards that was possessed or something. Anyway, so he grabbed him. He's like, I have to show you what I feel. And when he grabbed Tom Hanks, he was showing him these little girls playing, and then he was showing him the guy's vision. It was the guy that just got killed. It was his face. It was showing him looking at these little girls in a very deceptive way. So it was like a preview of before, you know? And then he showed him the man threatening these little girls and broke into their room and was talking about killing them if they spoke. So he was showing the evilness behind this guy. Like, he was showing him the story, right? So he was trying to show him that how dark and evil that person, like, that's what it brought me to. You know, like, don't feel bad. He was just taken care of by somebody else for how evil he was. And I think he raped and killed the girls or something. And I think the guy was locked up for it. I think he was trying to help the little girls, and they thought that he had did it or something. Yeah, boyfriend or something. It's been a long time. I know I've watched the movie a very long time ago. But it was that feeling, though. Like, for some of you, like, you're going to get a feeling or intention about somebody. And maybe it's going to show you something they did. Maybe I was tapping into, like, something he did in a previous life. Or maybe even a past life. But the darkness, it was like I was, like, the victim, right? Or I was, like, I felt like I was going to be his next victim. Like, he was, like, going to take the life out of me. Or it was, like, the intention. Like, I don't know. I don't normally get scared. But there's certain times, man. It's like I can see it, like, maybe it's certain dark souls or something. I don't know. Maybe some of you. But like I said, like, simple things, like by touching my cat, like, you know, like, I just knew that there was something. The feeling that I get, and then I touched her, and I, like, it's just, maybe some of you are like, a healer. Your hands, very healing. Something, I don't know. I feel lots get discussed in this. I don't want to play with more cards. Alright, I'm going to stop. Okay. This is what happens when I'm alone. So, I don't know. Maybe some of you should watch the Green Mile or Powder. I'm going to go watch that again. I haven't seen it since I was a little girl. Powder. Death card and King of Wands. Maybe some of you are going through a transformation. Or an ending with the King of Wands. Five of Wands. There's chaos and conflict, but it's also a training ground too. Something I've realized. You know, sometimes these things level you up. Like, starting to realize that, just like my son, getting me in my masculine energy has been teaching me to have boundaries. Right? I was such a powder puff, like, mom. I never liked to do any of the punishing. I didn't even like to yell at my kids or anything like that, right? My dad always handled everything for me. If my kids are being bad, I would just be, what would we call grandpa? I'd bring them over or whatever, right? Because my parents used to watch them when I'd go to work. Back before I got to be a stay-at-home mama, right? So, like, but after we lost my dad, couldn't do that anymore, you know? That's when my son really started to doubt as well, too, because when they were little, they had my dad a little bit, right? We lost him, right? So then after that, that's when. And my parents always had their things. My dad is a drug addict. My mother's an alcoholic, so they were never really there, but they were there sometimes. It's a complicated situation. It's also why it was like I knew that I couldn't have them watch my kids anymore, even though I worked early morning, and I'd be back to get my kids by 10 a.m. So they really had to just watch them while they slept. They didn't have to do much, and they'd be waking up for cartoons. I'd be getting off work. Three of Pentacles. Where's that? Oh, because then my son was having me, then all of a sudden I'm having to be the Punisher. Like, what the heck? I did not like getting my masculine energy. Because because I felt like I had to be in survival mode enough. Okay. There's a collaboration that's trying to come in here. A tower moment of something's blowing up here. Or something's blowing up with 3 people. You always see it. Tower moment, 3 of Pentacles, as like a collaboration and coming together. It's blowing up a foundation because there's something new coming in. But what if a foundation is blowing up with 3 people? Because of all of this. 5 of Wands. All of this battling. There could only be so much of it. Like sometimes it just has to be that way. Sometimes people want to be upside down too. Sometimes people want to just be in their dark energy. You can't save people that don't want saving. See, Strength card. Maybe you're learning to not be afraid of your shadow side. And you're learning to embrace it. Because it's interesting how I was saying, like, I didn't like getting my masculine energy, but now I do. I like having boundaries. Before, I was always a people pleaser. Someone would walk into me, and I would say, sorry. Walk away like, bitch, you just walked into me. Why am I apologizing to you? But now I can just be like, they walk into me. Excuse me? And then they go, oh, I'm so sorry. It's okay. I'm all right. You need to have that. Or some of you got to defend yourself. You don't get yourself killed, right? Because you might not always have that protection, right? Like, what if I wouldn't have told that man, get out of my house, right? What if I would have been all by myself? But see, Strength card, like, you could be, look at it, she looks alarmed by that dragon. Some of you, maybe you're getting your spirit team revealed to you, or all of a sudden, I'm more getting this, like, someone's, like, going to react in a way, and they're just going to be like, whoa, I just went to 100. That just happened. That felt good, though. I don't know. But you're learning to embrace your dark side. Maybe you're starting to let your strong dragon realm and spirit, you're starting to let dragons, you know, just when I started to realize that, like, I can work with dark energy. When they first came to me, right, wanted to ally, I was like, is this a trick? Like, is this a trick? But then it was like, I get it, because it's a respect thing. Not everybody gets to have that. But I'm letting you know, maybe for some of you, that's why you can see into the darkness and you can get into the darkness, because they allow you there. Because you know that dark energy balances out the light. So you know when dark energy needs to be. I'm getting this strong magician. Like, someone's, like, very, very powerful. I'm getting your, like, me. Well, that's why I said before, my readings are, a lot of times it's for me, but it's for my family, too, to understand. Because they don't understand. They don't understand me when I'm being a hay, okay? When I'm taking on people's demons and reflecting them back at them. That's what was needed for them. But then I release them through love. So maybe that's why, too. See, I'm putting this reading out there is for those of you that are going to connect with this. But it's also my personal stories, too. Like, memoirs. It's funny, too. Yeah, my boyfriend last night at the store, something was being released. Did he say, like, a memoir? Like, he asked me if something was. And he says, yeah, it's when somebody releases like a book on their life. I was like, I don't know what that was. Like, I didn't know what it was. Like, he'd explain it to me. Like, sometimes I miss little things. Like, I'm very highly intelligent, don't get me wrong. But when it comes to some things, like spelling and things like that, I was over there playing with magic and in my spell books instead of in my English books, okay? The dyslexia tripped me up too a lot. I have that. But that's because I'm very much in the creative, right? High Priestess, Fool card. You're very This is a major, like, leveling up, high levels of ascension. You're definitely unlocking some higher level skills. I think these skills are what are alarming you. More not alarming, shocking you. Yep. Confirmation. You're getting access to things. And it could be on levels, like a Green Mile level, Powder levels. You know what movie I'm talking about? Powder. I believe that's what it's called. Yeah. I'm getting for somebody, don't let things trip you up, too. And they're showing me a beautiful mind, right? I haven't seen, I don't remember the full movie, but something about, like, his mind. Right? The devil likes to try to make you think that you're crazy, especially when you have these levels and abilities, when you don't learn to work with the dark energy. Somebody's definitely mastered their demons. That's what I'm getting here. All right, I'm going to close this out. I'm like at an hour. I want to, this is beautiful, but I really don't like to do my readings beyond 30 minutes. I get it. Look, every once in a while I have a long reading, right? 5700 is to say that source code number there. But be careful with what you watch online. People that do these long ass readings, they're just stealing your energy to fund them. They are. I'm sorry. They shouldn't be this long all the time. Those people that are always putting on those long ass readings, they're just stealing your life force energy. I mean, it's alright if you want to give it to them, but yeah. It should be around 30 minutes. That's it. That's like a TV show, right? Unless they're really putting on something like a damn movie for you. Should it be that long? So if you are one that's, oh, my hair is such a, I couldn't find my detangler, so I gave up doing my hair. I really need out of this motel lifestyle. I'm going to start commanding my house, my home. My family deserves a home. And maybe that's the thing, too. Like, I was trying to calm down the chaos, right? I was like, we can't go get another home just to lose it again because my children are still fighting and we've got the police out so many times. No, we deserve a home. They deserve a home. You deserve a home. So I'm going to start commanding my home. So you all are going to see me in a home somewhere soon and out of the motel. That's happening. All right. Love and light to all of you. Definitely watch whatever you feel guided to. Hopefully this inspired things for you. Love you. Bye.